Alright, so today we're going to do pigs in the blanket. I wanted to do meatloaf the other day, but the weather didn't work out, so this is kind of an impromptu thing. So known as pigs in a blanket. I have some of the Pillsbury pizza dough that I cut up in sections, and some little Smokies. So I greased up my pan and lined these bad boys up, and I'm going to finish lining them up and then set up the oven, and we'll go out there from there. Okay, so we have our little piggies in the blanket. I did put some sausages, little Smokies at the end, so that way it's all covered, and then, but not too much, because as we already found out, the end piece doesn't cook as well as the beginning piece. So we're going to set up the oven and check it out in about 20 minutes or so. So we've had 20 minutes. Let's check this out. They're looking pretty good. They're plumping up some, and they're browning a little bit. I'm going to put these in for another 10 minutes before pulling them to steam them for another 10. So that's what we're going to try out this time, so it can build up enough heat, and once we vent it, it'll brown up a little bit. So I did have a little extra stuff when it came to making these. Oh, that slid. So this has been in for about 20 minutes or so, which they look really nice. They're pretty solid. However, I would like to vent them a bit. So I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes vented like that, and then we'll check back in another 10 minutes or so. Okay, so I also ran some just plain Smokies, because we're out of crust in here. They've been in there for about 20 minutes, which they look really nice and steamy. I'm going to steam them for another 10 minutes or so, just to have them nice and toasty. So they came out really nice that way, because I do have a child who might not like the actual pigs in a blanket. And then we're going to check on these. These look pretty good. They're about the same point as the ones in the sport. So I'm going to go ahead and crack it some, so that the heat can escape. Or not the heat, I'm sorry. The steam can escape, and they can brown up some. So I'm going to check back on all of this stuff in about 10 minutes. It's been another 10 minutes. Ooh, they're browning up really nicely.
Can I have some?
Not this one, okay? We're going to actually probably keep this one in there for another 10 minutes or so. Simply because it is in the fusion. The fusion does take a little bit longer.
Mommy,
and then let's check this one. This one should be ready to go, which is good, because I have hungry children. Oh boy. Looks like I need to tighten that some. And
they're a little bit hot.
They are. Yeah. So,
I want to touch it.
You want to touch it? Is it hot?
Uh-huh.
Yeah? Okay, so these look like, well, not crispy brown. These are pretty well ready. I think if I had them in there just a touch longer, they would be perfect. But I don't have children who can wait right now. So we'll plate them and look at them from there. This is how they look. They look actually pretty good. I just remembered that this is pizza crust, so it's not going to brown the same way. They're really, really, really hot, but they look delicious. So they turned out a success. I would say grand total about half an hour. They could have been done around for about 20 minutes or so. But I was trying to brown them when I didn't realize it. So you could go from 20 minutes to half an hour, depending on
Mom, I like to eat them.
What you're using. Like I said, I use pizza crust. So there we go. So 20 to 30 minutes in
A little bit hot.
the sport and the fusion, and you got some pigs in a blanket.